Alright, we'll give some time for some people to come in before I actually greet everyone good morning. But for those of you who are early and waiting for the actual video to actually start, good morning. Maybe give it like another 20 seconds for the people to come in. Thank you for joining me on the Friday morning. Fitness Fridays with Fendi. We're back in my room. I've improved the image quality of the camera, so hopefully you guys can see the movements a bit clearer. Okay. So I think now that most of everyone is already here, good morning everyone for coming down to the Facebook live stream for Singapore Heart Foundation. My name is Fendi, I'm the physiotherapist here at the Singapore Heart Foundation. And today, yes, we're still in my room, but I'll be explaining, teaching, and also giving you guys some sample exercises that you can do outside when you do your outside walking. Okay, so let's start with what you need to prepare at home first, right? So as you can see, I'm fully dressed in my workout attire, including some comfortable pants to wear. You can wear shorts, that's okay. Okay, but most importantly, you can see that I'm wearing running shoes. Alright, so you might be asking, why am I wearing running shoes when I walk? Okay, so one of the many reasons why running shoes are really good for walking is because they provide enough cushioning for you when you walk for your 10,000 steps or walk for an hour, that kind of thing. If you walk in flats, let's say flats, I know some people who wear flip-flops to walk as well. I'm not saying that it's not possible, you can even walk barefoot, but the thing is, you would want something to cushion each and every step. Because when you take a step, okay, you're actually putting a lot of stress on that front foot. Okay, I'm going to put my foot here. And you can see that this joint is taking a lot of the load, my ankle is taking a lot of the load. And what cushioning does is just helps to negate and make that step a lot lighter, easier, and more comfortable for you to go even longer. So you can you can enjoy walking for further. Second thing I want you to prepare is always to have a towel. Okay, I have my Singapore Heart Foundation towel right here. Alright, so basically what we do is that I like to have my towel tucked into my shirt. Some people like to have their towel around their neck and in their shirt, that kind of thing. Or, some people like to bandana their head, that kind of thing. It doesn't really matter as long as you have a towel around you. Why you need the towel is that because you're gonna perspire when you go for a walk and everything. Alright? I don't like to have perspiration in my eyes, so I like to wipe it away. And obviously when you're done your exercise, it's good to have yourself nice and dry. Okay, the next thing you need is obviously you need a water bottle. Okay, so keep yourself hydrated, because if you go out and exercise, it's going to be hot, it's going to be you're going to start perspiring, losing a lot of water. You need to rehydrate yourself even during and after the exercise. Okay, for the purpose of today's exercise, I'll be showing you guys an example of what you can do with 2 water bottles. Okay, because there are some exercises that you can actually do when you go out and walk about with just 2 water bottles, or even 1 water bottle if you want to do it as well. Okay, but these are just the basic equipment that you need, bare minimum I would say. Okay, but most importantly, try to get some comfortable shoes. All right, hopefully not flats or not flip-flops or slippers that you tend to walk around the house with, walk to the market, that kind of thing. But if you're going to exercise, dress the part and make sure you have the proper equipment that you would need for exercising. Alright, so just to recap, recap this with me. You need running shoes, comfortable pants to walk around, because you're going to move a lot of your legs, so you don't want to wear pants that are too tight, even workout shorts, that kind of thing. Running shorts are fine as well. Okay, whichever is your most comfortable top, not too tight, that would be uncomfortable. Alright, you want a water bottle and you want a towel to help you wipe down your sweat and everything. Okay, so obviously prior to going out, once you've gotten your equipment down, my recommendation is not to walk in the middle of the day. It's going to be really hot, you're going to be sunburnt. Alright, some of you like to put on sunscreen, and that's fine as well. But I do suggest, maybe to go out and exercise or walk in the morning during dawn, or at dusk when the sun's about to set. So that's that's quite a good time to exercise. You know, the temperature is just right, and you're not gonna be too warm and uncomfortable, that kind of thing. Also, some of you guys like to walk at night, which is perfectly fine as well. All right. So timing is very important. Try not to walk in the middle of the day. All right. Try not to go out and exercise in the middle of the day. All right. And these tips can go about throughout, whether you want to do walking, whether you want to go to the fitness corner and do exercise. I think they're closed for now. Okay. Or a stair workout, that kind of thing. All right. These are just some tips that can go throughout any outdoor exercise program. Alright, so specifically to walking, today we're going to do more walking based exercises, and you guys know me, you have some precautions when you do exercises with me on Friday mornings. Alright, if you're unwell, if you're sick, you know, if you're not feeling well, having feverish, that kind of thing, if it's been lasting for a while, please do see the doctor and do not exercise today. This video will be on our Facebook page, will be on our YouTube channel, so you can catch us on catch me on these channels as well. Okay, so for today's warm-up specifically, since we're going to do a lot of walking, we're going to focus a bit more on our lower half, less of the upper body movement. We will do some upper body movements, but we want to warm up more of our lower limbs. Okay, so I'll give a bit of time for everyone to stand up, give yourself some space. I'll say an arm's width away so that you don't hit anything. This is far enough. Yeah, okay, just make sure I don't hit my own cupboard. Alright, so without further ado, let's start our warm-up by marching on the spot. Prior to that, okay, remember, if you have knee injuries, back injuries, or anything that will cause you discomfort when you do prolonged walking, please don't do this exercise as well. There are other ways that you can do the activities as well, in sitting especially. Alright, so come, let's have a marching on the spot with me. Okay, again, we're doing a lot of walking today, and this is actually what we do. I mean, I'm not going to walk around my room, I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like when I do the walk. Okay, so we're just marching on the spot. Okay, we're going to start the shoulders. Alright, arms forward, circles, keeping yourself marching and going. And backwards. Okay, shoulder stretch, arms across the chest. Just going to hold this for a short while. And change, other side. Okay. Release triceps behind the back. And change, other side. Alright, fingers interlock behind the back, stretch out. Keeping yourself marching on the spot. Okay, and release. We'll just do a quick side stretch. One hand on the waist, the other hand reach over. And change, other side. Okay, back to the center. Okay, so this is where we start moving our hips. Because obviously when we walk, we are moving a lot of our hips. And change, other side. One more thing I forgot to address is that you would also need your heart rate monitor. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. You need your heart rate monitor when you go out and walk during your exercise, so that you can actually stay within your target heart rate. I do apologize for forgetting to tell you to get your heart rate monitor as well. Okay, we're going to keep marching on the spot. Okay, we're going to bring our knees up even higher. Again, more focusing on the hips. Alright, and this is actually one of the exercises that you'll be doing outdoors, just that instead of stationary, you'll be walking. Okay, I'll guide you through that later. Okay, shifting to back kicks. Okay, try to get your heel as high as you can. Alright, so these are hamstring curls. Okay, and you want to do inside foot touches. Again, this is all just hip mobility movements just to make sure that your hips are warmed up. Okay, we're going to do a front thigh stretch. Okay, we're going to stretch this part of the thigh. I'm going to hold on to a wall, grab my foot, keeping my knees aligned. Can you guys see my knees there? They're aligned. I'm not going forward, not going back. Okay, keeping yourself nice and straight, just stretching the front of the thigh. And change, other side. Okay, release. We're doing hamstring stretches now. Heel on the ground, toes pointing towards the ceiling. Bend the back leg, reach down and stretch. Keeping the back straight, okay? Okay, slowly come up and change sides. Heel on the ground, toes point towards the ceiling, back straight, reach forward. Alright, slowly come back up. Okay, we're doing calf stretch, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Okay, back leg straight, front leg bent. Okay, lunging position. You can hold on to something for support if you want to. I'm holding on to my cupboard over here. And change, other side. Okay, back to the center. Okay, we're doing heel raises up and down to just warm up the calf muscles. I'm going to hold on to the wall for this. Again, just get your heels up. Doesn't have to be very high, just warming up the calf muscles that we will be using for today's walking exercise. Alright, heels down. Lastly, we're ending off with some ankle rotations. You can do it with your foot on the ground or with your foot in the air. It doesn't really matter as long as you don't go to too far of an extreme range. And change, other side. Okay, now that we're all warmed up, I'm going to check my heart rate as to how... Not bad, okay? So at least now I know that I have warmed up myself because my heart rate has gone up now. Alright, so for the first exercise, remember, just take note that what we'll be doing today is basically we're trying to find ways to walk as well as include certain exercises during your walk, okay? So what I like to do as well, okay, is to make sure that I have the equipment that I need. So for today's exercise, I have the equipment that I need for the walk, basically the water bottles and the towel. Alright, so for the first one, it's actually quite straightforward. You've seen me do this before, it's the bicep curl. Okay, I'm going to use counts of 4 today. Alright, why counts of 4 is because when you take 4 steps, okay, we're going to try this out in just stationary standing, alright? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so basically what it will be like when they walk is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so when you're outside doing your walking, this is how it'll be. You'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So for every 8 steps, actually, you'll be doing 1 rep. Okay, imagine if you did 80 steps, you've already done 10 reps. Alright, so it's a win-win. You've done 80 steps plus you've done 10 reps. Alright, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to count, we're just going to do 10 reps, alright, because there are a lot more exercises that we can do to to show you guys during the actual exercise regime itself. Alright, so 2 water balls, or you can even use the towel and just hold the towel and just go up and down. Alright, it doesn't matter if you don't want to carry 2 water balls because you'll be like, yeah, very tired. No, it's okay. Alright, so don't worry about it. We'll just keep using the water balls. If not, you can use even just empty-handed, it's fine as well. Alright, so when you're ready, come with me. I'll count in counts of 8, alright? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, okay? And we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Alright, so remember the thing about bicep curls is that not to go too fast and too slow. That's why I like to use the steps to count. Alright, because that will give you a gauge of how fast you need to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Example, alright? Okay, as an example. Alright, so remember my video from 2 weeks ago. I've taught you guys how to do bicep curls properly, shoulder presses properly. Do have a look at that video first to find out how to actually do the exercises correctly so that you don't injure yourself and make the exercise more efficient, not to swing, that kind of thing. So keep your elbows tight. Alright, so do check that video out, okay, to learn how to do the exercises more safely and efficiently. So that was exercise number 1. Good job, everybody. Okay, so for the next exercise, okay, what we'll be doing is that we'll be using the bottles again. Okay, and we'll be doing a shoulder press movement. Okay, that's why I did mention about the shoulder press movement. Okay, for the video, I think you won't be looking at you won't be able to see my hands when I go all the way up. That's fine as well. Okay, just remember not to hyperextend your elbow or arch your back. Okay, what I mean by arching your back is arching your back too much as you raise the bottles. Okay, like I said, if the bottles are too heavy, you don't have to use the bottles as well. If you want to use a towel, okay, like that. Okay, for the sake of the video, we'll be using the bottles again. Count of 8. Alright, so that means you'll be keeping your bottle at here at all times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so again, counts of 8. It's a good gauge because every 80 steps that you do, you have done 10 reps. I've already done 80 steps. I think I'm going to hit my 10K by the end of the video. I'm just kidding. Okay, so that being said, when we're ready, again, 2 bottles in your hand, we're going to keep our hands here. Alright, and we'll be doing the shoulder press from this position. When we're ready, we're going to start in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's the end of the shoulder press while walking exercise. Okay, I'm going to take a sip of water because it's actually quite tiring. Okay, good, because that's what you want to do when you are working out, to making sure you're more efficient when you exercise. Again, that's why it's good to have a water bottle on you at all times, so that you can always rehydrate yourself when you do your exercises, especially outdoors. Alright, I have heard from certain individuals about this movement whereby you combine the bicep curls and the shoulder press. It's the same thing because you'll be using counts of 8 as well. Alright, so for those of you who want to combine the 2 movements, it's from here, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's the combo movement. I kind of lose count when I do this way because every odd number is a rep. Every even number is your rest, that kind of thing. So it's a bit difficult for me to count, so I like to do just step by step. Alright, then that's how I do the bicep curls and the shoulder presses during walking. So we're going to rest our arms for a bit right now. And like I said just now in the warm-up, we'll be doing some high knees during walking, okay? So basically, what we do when we do the high knees is that we're going to keep your knees up to parallel. Nice shimmy there. Okay, we're going to keep our legs to parallel. Okay, for some of you guys who don't want to bring your knees up to parallel, it's fine as well, as long as you raise it up higher than what you would normally do during your walks. Okay, trust me, it does not look funny because I've seen people doing this in the park and I was like, wow, that would be very useful in my exercise video. Okay, so when we do a high knee walk, oops, can't see my face. Okay, you do the high knee walk, you'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I like to use counts of 8, so we'll continue with the counts of 8 for the purpose of this video. Okay, but normally I would say 1 minute high knees, 1 minute normal walking. I don't have a clock on me or a timer on me right now, but you can do 1 minute as well, or you can just do counts of 8 and then continue walking, rest, counts of 8, continue walking, rest. Alright, all good. Okay, we're gonna do counts of 8. Alright, counts of 8. So that's 80 steps of high knees. I'm gonna do it stationary. Okay, so 80 steps, 80 counts of high knees. Alright, so remember when you're moving, it's actually just moving up. That's your 80 counts, okay? Just higher knees than normal because when you walk, you're not lifting your knees up that high, okay? When we're ready, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that was high knee walking, stationary for me. Okay, high knee walking, okay, for 8 counts. So that's 80 steps of high knee walking. Again, you can do this for 100 steps. You can do 10 counts of 10. It doesn't really matter, but 8 counts of 8 for me. Alright? It doesn't really matter. You can even do 8 counts of 6, 8 counts of 10. It's really okay how many you want to do. Okay? So don't worry about it. Okay? You realize during the walk itself, I did swing my arms a bit more towards the end. Again, this is how you make the exercise more difficult because again, when you walk, you can go. Okay? And it's fine as well because you are moving your body more, which burns more calories, which makes the exercise more efficient and effective. Okay, so that's exercise number 3. Okay, the next movement, again, you see this in my video 2 weeks ago where I taught you how to lunge, okay, safely, okay, with bending the back knee, not going too far forward. Alright, so for this walking lunge, it's basically a lunge with you walking. The only thing is that you are not moving too wide, okay? So for a normal lunge, I like to go wide. I did tell you guys to go a bit wider, okay? For this specific lunge, you're doing a shorter lunge. Okay? You're doing a slightly shorter lunge because you are moving forward. You're propelling yourself forward. Okay? So, you are doing... Okay? Normally what I do is, I like to do this on the grass in case I fall down. Okay? But normally, that's why I don't like to tell people to do a big lunge when they are walking, when they're doing walking lunges. I mean, I know some of you guys in Singapore Foundation, our clients are doing walking lunges in the gym. taught by a physio and they are fantastic at it. They are honestly a lot better than I am at it. Okay, so that's why when we do the walking lunge, just remember not to lunge too far. I would say slightly wider than shoulder width, because you're not even going down very far. You're not going all the way down 90 degrees. You're just bending, push, bending, push, bending, push. Alright, bending, push, bending, push, bending, and push. Alright, so for the purpose of this video, I want to keep it nice and short. We'll be just doing 5 counts of 8. Okay, so you can go lower for this because it is a slower exercise. You need to do it, you need to put more thought into it. So that's why I don't like to do for a long 10 counts of 8. I'll just do 5 counts of 8 just to show you, because that means I'm doing 40 lunges. Alright, okay, all good. And I need a bit more space in the room, that's why. So we'll begin walking lunges. Okay, 5 counts of 8. We'll start in 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so that was 5 reps, 5 counts of 8 of the walking lunges. Remember, obviously I'm doing this in the room. It's gonna look really funny, but the thing is, when you have the nice outdoors and you have a nice, even at the void deck of your HDBs, that kind of thing, you can even do this exercise over there. Alright? Because it has plenty of room for you to do the lunges. And to make sure that you are safe, obviously there's more space around. You shouldn't be pivoting like what I was doing just now. I don't have enough space to do walking lunges, okay? But I do want to teach you guys how to do walking lunges properly. Right, so before I continue to the last exercise, and this is one of my favorite exercises actually, because it looks really cool. For the last exercise, okay, we'll be mimicking some actors, okay? So basically what we're doing is that we're gonna be acting like zombies. Okay, I love this exercise, the zombie walk, because you just keep your hands here, you can hold on to your towel, to your water bottle, okay? You'll be very surprised how difficult it is to keep your hands up and walk, okay? There's no wonder zombies are like so fit, right? Okay? So normally what I do is that I'll hold the towel, I'll pull it, okay, to make sure my arms are level, you know, so I'm not like pulling it this way or this way. I keep myself nice and level with my hands no higher than my shoulders. Alright, so I'm not doing this, I'm not going Superman, okay, I'm keeping my hands right here. Alright, roughly about shoulder level height or below, okay. This gives me a good activation of my muscles in the back, so that I'm not just, you know, putting my hands up just for fun, that kind of thing, you know, I'm purposefully exercising with my arms up this way. Alright, so that's how we do zombie walking, okay? We're gonna have a lot of fun with this, okay? So we're gonna do 10 counts of 8, so that's 80 steps again, 10 counts of 8. And this is just normal walking, okay? You guys are gonna laugh at me while I do this video, but I don't care because I really like this exercise, okay? What we're gonna do is arms forward, okay? Remember, zombie walk, okay? Zombie, okay, yeah, just kidding. Alright, so 10 counts of 8, I'm gonna start from this end of the room. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna start marching on the spot again because I don't really have to walk for this, okay? No, you guys are gonna be afraid that I'm gonna chase after you through the screen. Alright, so arms forward. Okay, 80 counts of it. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, well done everybody. So that's another 80 steps clocked in our activity tracker. Alright, so again, zombie walking is really fun to do. I've seen people do this in the park, so this is not my idea. Right, I've seen people doing it in the park. I tried it at home, I was like, wow, this is so difficult. It really works my shoulders, my back and all the muscles. I'm actually perspiring from that last exercise as well. So these are the 5 exercises that you can do during your outdoor instead of just walking for half an hour, 45 minutes. Spice it up a little bit, spice it up, making things more exciting, newer, more efficient. But as long as you guys are safe when you do these exercises, it's perfect. So you all know me. Whenever you finish doing your exercises, I would love it if everybody joined me for a cool down exercise where we focus on the muscle groups that we used, lower limbs mainly, as well as end off with some deep breathing exercises to calm our body and prepare us for the great weekend ahead. Alright, so without further ado, let's reverse the order, start off with some ankle rotations, and we'll start our cool down. And change, other side. Alright, calf stretch, 1 foot forward, 1 foot back. Change other side. Okay, back to the center. Hamstring stretch. Heel on the ground, toes point towards the ceiling, keeping the back straight. Reach down and stretch. And change, other side. Slowly come back up. We're doing a front thigh stretch now. Hold on to something stable for balance. Bend the knee, keeping the knees in line. And change, other side. Slowly bring your legs back down. We're doing some hip rotation exercises just to loosen up the hips. I like to call this the gelik. I can't hula hoop, by the way. And change, other side. Okay, side stretch, one hand on the waist, the other hand reach over. And change, other side. Back to the center, fingers interlock behind the back. Okay, release. Open up the chest. Do your chest stretch. Okay, one hand crossover to do your shoulder stretch. And change other side. Okay, release. We're gonna do a neck stretch. Turn your neck all the way to the left. Look over your left shoulder. And change other side to look over your right shoulder. We'll come back to the center and do deep breathing exercises. We're going to put one hand over our diaphragm, one hand on our chest to make sure that it's not rising too high. We're going to do 5 breathing techniques, okay? I'll keep my eyes open for this. I wouldn't recommend closing your eyes, okay? Breathe in through your tummy. Don't let your chest rise too much, okay? Ready? Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in. And out. Okay, last one, we're going to try and hold it there. Breathe in. Hold. 3, 2, 1. Breathe out. Okay, and that was the end of the cool down to the walking exercise video. Okay, once again, I would really like to thank everyone for coming down to the live stream to join me on a Friday morning, you know. And I hope this gives you inspiration as to going out, doing some exercises, obviously staying safe. Remember, for those clients who are from our HWC cardiac clients, basically you will have a face shield that we have provided you guys, and you can use that when you exercise exercise outside. Alternatively, you can wear your mask until you start exercising. Remove your mask and obviously try and stay away from other people who are exercising as well for your own safety. Alright? So that being said, remember to always stay safe. Keep yourself hydrated. Always do a cool warm up and a cool down before and after your exercises. And obviously stay safe, everybody. Try not to go out too much, okay? Try to stay indoors, stay away from other people, okay? So that we can actually try our best to fight this COVID-19 pandemic. Alright? I myself have been staying at home. Some of you guys have gotten my calls and everything. Okay, so don't worry. Hopefully we'll be able to provide everybody some news on as to when our centers are reopening. But in the meantime, keep exercising, keep yourself motivated. All right, and from an extended thank you from myself and the other physios from the Heart Wellness Center from Singapore Heart Foundation. We want to actually thank you everybody so much for joining our exercises, for watching the videos. You know, whenever we do a call, we'll say, have you been exercising? They've been saying, yes, we've been watching your videos. I want more videos. Yeah, I know. Okay, but the thing is that we want to thank you so much for coming down you know, every Friday and watching the videos over and over again so that you can keep yourself active and fit. Okay, so can't say thank enough. Okay, that being said, my name is Fendi. I'm the physiotherapist here at the Singapore Heart Foundation, and I'd like to wish everybody, okay, a blessed weekend ahead, a fantastic Friday today. Do enjoy yourself, enjoy your weekend, keep your family and friends safe. Alright, stay at home, get yourself vaccinated, alright, whenever you can, okay, and we'll hope to see everybody once the COVID-19 pandemic gets better and once our centers reopen once again. So that's it from me. That's it from me in my bedroom. Alright, I'd like to thank everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Bye bye.